Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Stern and Spiegel LLP, 516-873-1683. Let us solve your problems. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you, Dan. And hey, Norm, what's happening?
Oh, we got stuff to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. We got a big lineup. So let's just kind of dive in. You know, obviously the biggest story in West Hempstead, unfortunately, has been Stop and Shop. Didn't take a heck of a long time for the jury to come back with a verdict.
2 years.
Well, 2 years to get it going.
2 years to get into
and
courtroom.
maybe 2 minutes to
six hours
to reach a verdict.
Yeah, what did they say? They didn't even break for lunch or anything?
Yeah, I don't think they even made it to lunch. It's horrific. Dan, what was Gabriel Wilson?
Here are the details.
Yeah.
We no longer have to use the word alleged because Mr. Wilson has been convicted. Gabriel Wilson was guilty of second-degree murder in the shooting of course, a number of people, and including causing the death of Ray Wishrop, and our condolences again. He was also found guilty 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder. There was some gun possession charges, all kinds of things. Not guilty of attempted murder of the 2 employees who were shot but not killed. But apparently he's going in June 8th for sentencing and is facing potentially up to 90 years to life in prison, which perhaps I think is justified here.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be seeing him around for a while.
Yeah. All right, good. So it's really just nothing to add on that story.
Not at all.
I hope perhaps the sentences bring some closure to the victims and the families of the victims, but it just never does.
It's never enough.
No. And then just the fact that, West Hempstead had its own mass shooting. It's not a good designation to be in.
Just makes us the average city.
Oh, shoot.
Library.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things going on at the library, Norm. We recently spoke with Library Director Regina Masia and Emily Trezza, who is head of reference.
Right, she's moving up.
We had a great conversation. Norm, what were your impressions?
I think these ladies have the job well under control. I mean, they have great programming. I actually attended a Mediterranean cooking class on Sunday night. About 20, 25 people there from the neighborhood. They taught hands-on cooking, everything from dough and pastries to Mediterranean food. It was great.
That is great, and something that we're working on with the library, which is to develop more video programming out of the library, and they just have such amazing events going on.
We have actually one interesting piece that I am still working on editing, which is the library is actually incubating quail eggs. So we're going to have a little story on that as well. This is apparently one of the natural predators of ticks.
Right.
And so they're going to be releasing those. So it's a nice little story of a little project going on there.
The nice thing about that is all the libraries in Nassau County are participating. So you're going to have hundreds or maybe thousands of eggs that will incubate, and then I wonder whether that really makes a difference.
I wonder if it makes an omelet. Sorry, I didn't say that. So
sorry, Emily.
I never heard that.
So school board, May 16th is quickly upon us. The whole community is full of lawn signs. Vote for your favorite school board official. The other day or last night, Dan and I were over at the secondary school. Can't call it the high school anymore because I get in trouble. And we had an opportunity to interview Karen Brom and Joel Press. And it was really an interesting interview. It was an in-depth interview that took over a half hour. You know what? This is now the second year in a row that we've interviewed both of them. And I just really appreciate their openness and their candidness about what's going on with the budget. We went through some of the details. We went through the medical insurance and some of the old favorites like busing and sort of the age-old question around West Hempstead. Enrollment is down and expenses are up. What goes on? We didn't get into the current shouting match regarding reserves, because at the end of the day, they're earmarked and they are what they are.
And they don't have control over that money. And we go through the same thing every year.
It's the same dance.
Yeah,
And
but there's a lot of information and disinformation around. But these two guys have their finger on the pulse. If you want to know what's going on, you go to the horse's mouth. These two people have the facts. So tune into that video podcast.
The one thing I want to call out as well, and I thought this was really, really important, based on what they said, voting numbers are ridiculously low.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. We have according to them, somewhere in the area of 15 or 16,000 registered voters. You can, by the way, continue to register to vote up until, I think you said, May 11th, something like that.
Correct.
You got to come out and vote. If you're not happy about this, if you don't like the budget, there's going to be lots of things going on. Dave, you'll talk a little bit about the candidates forum.
Yeah.
If 10 or 15% of people are going to come out and vote, I don't understand why anybody's going to complain about it. If you didn't vote, what do you want the rest of us to do?
I mean, it's really typical. People make a lot of noise, but they don't follow through. At the end of the day, the issues are pretty significant. You're dealing with a one-off community almost that has 40% of their kids are out of the public school system, which is a very large number. You have other issues, which, you have inflation, for example, just running around the country. Inflation is at over 5% nationally, but yet the increase in the West Hempstead School District is 4.2%.
Right.
So
and
it's actually
the library even lower, 2%.
And again, I'm going to probably get crap for this, but that's okay. The average increase per family is $155 from last year to this year for the school budget. Now, I realize times are tight, and I realize $155 is $155, but in today's times, it's going to Stop and Shop.
Do the math too. Figure out how much you're paying additionally for your gas or heating oil or whatever utilities you're paying for. Think about the fact they have to pay those costs as well for very large school buildings.
Yeah.
Their books are audited, so they don't make up these numbers. This is real life.
I know,
that's how
but
it
listen,
is.
you know what? People want to complain. And
well, that's their job.
that's
Shocking.
Part of our continuing series of keeping the community updated on the schools is we're going to be interviewing the individual candidates, and that'll be that's kind of like complementary to the meetings that will be taking place. I think the next meeting, or the first meeting, is going to be Tuesday at 7:30 at the secondary school, and there's another meeting, I believe, at the Young Israel. Maybe on Thursday. I could be making this up. So,
Yeah, I'm not sure about it myself.
Yeah, and I'm also not sure if all the candidates are going to be participating.
But the May 9th, we know for a fact, based on what Karen and Joel told us last night, May 9th, 7:30, I think they said, at the secondary school video conference room. It's your opportunity to hear people. They're going to be presented with questions, and you'll have the opportunity to hear what they say. And if you like or don't like a candidate, this is your chance to find out. I think we're going to be recording them as well separately, but go to the meeting. Have your chance to speak. Talk to the other members of the school board if there are other concerns that you have.
Yeah, but this is a meet and greet time. I mean, you can see them face to face. So what better opportunity?
They had a recent budget meeting a few days ago, and I don't want to keep on the school board, but this is the season. And so they had their review meeting last week on Zoom, and there were literally 3 people from the community who were there, and I think 2 of those people were running for the board, and there were 10 people on Zoom. So a total of 13 people out of 24,000 people or 23,000 people who were in West Hempstead. Again, a lot of noise, but not a lot of participation.
Right.
And the current board, they really seem to be on top of what's going on. Moving off of the school board.
Still have accidents on Woodfield. I can't believe Woodfield Road still has accidents. I mean, every week, every 2 weeks is somebody else.
It's unbelievable. And one of the crazy things that we saw recently was that we got an article from the Historical Society.
From 70 years ago.
From 70 years ago.
They were fighting for a light on Chestnut Street.
Yeah, I mean, it came from the Beacon, which was the newspaper in and around the area. And they had a petition about all the issues that were going on in Woodfield, and the petition was to put the light up on that's currently there on Chestnut.
Some things never change.
Unreal. So we're going to be posting that article, and we want to thank the Historical Society for sending it to us.
Thank you, Leslie.
And and we really hope that history, will stop repeating itself. It's enough. I mean, it's the road has issues, and perhaps to talk about something that you raised on our last show, perhaps it just needs 4 stop signs with 4-way crosswalks and just change the nature and the trajectory of that street forever.
It's in the town's purview to be able to do this. This is not the county anymore. We got a stoplight from the county. We need stop signs. And the town does not need anything more than a nod to make it happen. And a couple of signs at least, it seems, would be necessary between Chestnut and Eagle.
Yeah, you know what? We know drivers are insane. How often can we talk about it? There was a fatal accident yesterday on Jericho Turnpike. I believe 2 kids out of 4 got killed by a DUI who crossed the median. This is the world that we live in. So we have to take draconian measures to just stop the flow of traffic on Woodfield. There's no other way to deal with it.
There's nothing draconian about a couple of stop signs.
Well, according to
Come on, we'll pay for them.
Okay.
Echo will pay for the signs. Go put them up.
Norton just volunteered there. Look, I like Woodfield Road. I like driving quickly down that relatively
Me too,
quickly,
but it's
right. But on
causing,
the other hand,
causing a
people
lot of
are getting
headaches.
killed. We're getting accidents all the time. It's time for something to change there, because how many people have to get hurt or lose their lives?
Yeah, and how many parents have to worry about their school kids just like even waiting for the bus? It's unreal.
Ridiculous. We had a nice event over at Sanitation this Sunday.
Sanitation, yeah. So you guys were there. You had videotape stuff. What was going on?
Well, so I went over there. The thing ran from like 10 to 1. I think I got over there around 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Place was hopping. They had 3 or 4 guys out on the street directing traffic in, because people were coming from the north and from the south. Very, very efficient. They must have had 20 or 30 staff members there. They literally point your car. You didn't have to get out of your car. You popped the trunk. They took boxes of things for the recycling. They took the electronics, and then you drove around. There was a place to drop off any expired or unused medications. Really, really terrific. I saw our friend Michael Cairo, who we spoke to a couple of weeks ago. He was there helping direct traffic. I really very much appreciate the guys at District 6 who were out there to help out, because it was a terrific event, and I got many boxes of things out of my basement.
I'm usually my head is in a different direction, and I still wonder why they can't take paints and other things, other
I don't get that
chemicals
either.
and all that kind
How
of
much
stuff.
paint can there possibly be in the town?
I don't know.
People want to get rid of.
But that could be a good follow-up question,
Yeah.
and to see what the story is. I mean,
One dumpster.
Normally at this point we talk about entertainment, but now we have Ryan Kloss, who's from Creative Corner, who does our weekly videos. And if you go to westhempsteadecho.com onto the site, you can see all the happenings for this week, and we're going to be posting up the new happenings. And we welcome Ryan to our group, and it's a great addition.
Yeah, if you think you have something to contribute to us, please let us know. You can reach us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.
And by the way, if any of you out there have a clue as to what's going on with the Echo pool, please let us know, because I'd like to know. There's cars and people there.
We have
every
a pool?
single pool. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get to to use it again.
We have a large open space.
I don't know. I mean, how long does it take off a roof? I mean, it's like anyway. You know what? Dan, Norm, thank you very much. It's been a spirited show this week. We appreciate the audience hanging in, and join us next week on This Week in West Hempstead.
Have a good week.
Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, we are also sponsored by Tiffany Dry Cleaners. They will pick up and drop off anywhere in West Hempstead and surrounding areas. If you would like to sponsor this program, like Tiffany Dry Cleaners or Stern & Spiegel, please reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.